Spurs fans, 30 years ago, if you said TSR, the Spurs signed Jordan, I'd be like, what? No way. Well, it's not 30 years ago and it's not that Jordan. However, it was a good move, and I absolutely love what our Spurs have been doing with the roster over the last year. Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay. What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Finally, tonight, Dylan Harper makes his debut for our Spurs. I'll be live for that at 10 p.m. Eastern against the Sixers and VJ Edgecombe. That should be a blast to watch with you guys. However, the Spurs made a move last night. They signed Jordan McLaughlin for a one-year extension. Let's get into the article from Pounding the Rock, and then I'm going to get into why I'm so excited and why I think these are the right moves over the last year. Whoops, I can't read that. All right, good job, TSR. After trading away Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley to acquire Kelly Olynyk and losing Chris Paul to free agency, the Spurs found themselves with 3 open roster spots and a need to shore up their guard depth. How about that? We actually need to shore up our guard depth. Behind De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. To do that, they are re-signing point guard Jordan McLaughlin. As from Shams last night, free agent guard Jordan McLaughlin has agreed to a one-year, $3 million deal to return to the San Antonio Spurs. He split last season with the Spurs and Kings and now enters his 7th NBA campaign as a reserve guard. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. From Paul Garcia, this is an update on our salary cap situation, if you will. McLaughlin is probably re-signing for the vet minimum, $2.9 million. I'd like to re-sign for the vet minimum, right? He had used his NB rights, so I think that's is that non-bird? The non-early bird rights? Non-bird rights? That would have been $3.4 million. Same situation for expectations, so we can sign one more player for $3.1 million and then another player for $5.1 million. I'm not going to try to explain the MLE stuff and all that. We can sign 2 more players under regular contracts. McLaughlin came to San Antonio from the Sacramento Kings as part of the... Why do I keep getting way up here? As part of the Fox trade in February, the 6-foot guard... I know, I'm taller than him. There's a rule, don't send any players shorter than TSR, right? Isn't that like a new rule? Well, it is what it is. He appeared in 18 games for our Spurs, primarily in garbage time, while averaging 2.5 points and 1.5 assists while hitting 9 of 23s. That's 45%. And admittedly, tiny sample size. He is still a decent outside shooter, though averaging 37% across his 6-year career, Pounding Rock. McLaughlin can probably expect a similar role next season, even if he's an end-of-bench player. But even if he's an end-of-bench player, now I'm having trouble reading, he's also an amazing teammate and locker room presence who was always ready when called upon. I love that. I don't know a lot about him, but reading that he's an amazing teammate and good locker room presence sounds Spursy. All right, let me get into Jordan McLaughlin real quick. He's 29 this season. The last 2 seasons, again, a small sample size. He's shooting like 45% from free. Did I say free? From 3. Trying to do this at work sometimes, the struggle is real. But shooting 45% from 3. Limited, yes, but he's going to bring in 3-point shooting. And I know some Spurs fans that I already saw on the Facebook are going to poo-poo on this move. And going to be like, ugh, really? That's who we're signing? We didn't get Kevin Durant. We didn't get Giannis. We don't need Kevin Durant and Giannis because we got both of them in one player. Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is our Batman. Fox is our Robin. We got Castle and Harper, who are our Batmites? I don't think that works. Guys, look at the thumbnail. It's right there. All of these guys were acquired in like the last year. And I think I see the plan. Solid mix of young players. Wemby, Castle, Harper, Sohan, Bryant, and Penny. With vets. And right now we have 3 vets with NBA Finals experience. When's the last time we could say that? Was Timmy still playing? 3 vets with NBA Finals experience. Barnes, Cornette, and Olynyk. Hope I'm saying his name right. Olynyk, is that right? Hope so. Then we have vets with not as much or no playoff experience in De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and guess they are part of the team right now, and I'm rooting for him to play all this year. But we also got size. We've got some 3-point shooting with our vets. We could use a little more shooting, maybe with one of those open roster spots, but something we've talked about on this channel really the last few years is we need some vets to round out the roster. Check. We have been saying a lot, we need size on the team. They brought 2 players in with size. Cornette brings some, actually both bring some girth, don't they? And we need some three-point shooting. Olenek will bring in some three-point shooting. McLaughlin, granted, won't play much. Will bring us some three-point shooting. Barnes, three-point shooting. We need another star next to Wemby Fox. What I'm getting at here is all the moves Brian Wright, love him or hate him, Brian Wright, Brian wrong, has moved over the last year, I think, are trending in the right direction. Granted, we had some luck getting the second overall pick, but getting Dylan Harper, awesome. Can't wait to see him tonight. Carter Bryant, struggling a little bit in Summer League. Not going to judge him on that. Way too early. He's making some mistakes. Could be nervous. Who the heck knows? Didn't like his flagrant foul the other night, but it is what it is. I'm sure he'll be okay. Hopefully be okay. I really, maybe I'm being too captain optimistic here. Maybe too Spurs goggly, but I really think we've got the right mix now. A good mix of young players who can develop, and we have a mix of vets to be locker room leaders to bring that NBA playoff experience that's been sorely missing for this team for what feels like years. And I have heard from you guys. I'm going to acknowledge it. I know Kelly Olynyk has had some question marks with his play on the court in regards to being a dirty player. I did watch the Kevin Love injury from, what was that, a decade ago? Not a good look. All I can say is hopefully he doesn't do anything that makes us shake our heads and say, why do we bring this guy in? I hope he just is a professional and does just go out there and play basketball. No nonsense. No nonsense. Hey, it's a long time ago. He's younger. Let's hope he turns things around. I really like this roster, guys. I really do. As far as moves coming in the future, I think at this point, barring him playing like poo the rest of Summer League, I think David Jones-Garcia's earned himself the other two-way contract. He's been, I think, our leading scorer in all 3 games. We have two open roster spots. We're probably going to fill at least one. Maybe if Bradley Minnick starts draining threes left and right. He did in the G League last year. He was north of 40%. I think his shooting splits were over 50, 40, 80. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he's an older guy, or he'd be an older NBA rookie at, well, he played 1 game or 2 games. Maybe he's not. Is he rookie? I don't know. I'm rambling on that. If he can continue his hot shooting in the Summer League that we saw in Austin last year, maybe the Spurs call him up, and then that rounds out the roster with what? Something I just said we needed not too long ago. More shooting. More three-point shooting. I like Riley from what I'm seeing. He missed a lot of time from playing basketball. He's off from January to just the other day. So I'd like to see him make the roster. I really would. And then that gives us another 2-way contract to bring back the Bouye. There's your Bouye reference for the summer. I don't even know where Jamari Bouye is these days. Do you guys know? I don't know. But I'm excited for this team. I love covering this team. I love talking Spurs with you guys. And I feel really good about the upcoming season. I really do. 50 wins, playoffs. Let's go. Drop a comment down below. Am I just being captain optimistic? Are you in the, we can't win anything until Keldon Johnson and Devin traded TSR, I'm telling you? Or are you like, you know what? Mix of young, mix of vets. We got this. Hit the TSR Sports channel. Drop that comment. I'll see you tonight for the Spurs and Sixers. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.